what it is.
What's up?
Got your person in the cut. God damn. I stopped saying nigga because Adam Habib, I don't want him having any more excuses.
Generic black.
And they said he's mixed race. I said mixed with what?
Mixed with
Racism and bigotry?
That's exactly it. Like,
I hate that nigga. Fuck Adam Habib.
Immediately.
Like,
And all his niggas.
anyway, how you doing?
N-words.
All his N-words. How you doing?
I'm alright. This weather sucks so much. I'm done. I'm sick
I
of
wish I was a student because in like a full-time student, I would literally take time off, pause my studies until exam time and start to sweat then because you can't be productive with this weather.
There's nothing you can do. Like, and I'm this weather is not it. I am realizing more and more just how isolating academia is. I've always known it because other people have said it, but like now that I'm in the thick of it, I'm just like, wow.
Also, how much like anxiety and doubt and shame is attached to it. Like, I remember when I was studying, I'd always, like, even when I was in primary school and high school, especially primary school and high school, I wouldn't give my best or what I knew I could do, because I'd always be like, oh, what if someone sees this? They're going to be like, oh, she's wild. Like, you know when people make fun of you for trying?
Yeah. Literally.
Like, and I carried that, like, for so long. And so every time I engage with school books, like, there's always that level of shame in what I'm doing.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because I had a meeting with my supervisor yesterday and she was like, you panic and then you tell me too late.
Yeah. Because you're ashamed. Like,
literally, because it's like, and she's like, we've known each other for so long. Can you please just like? And I'm like, between my honors and my masters, a lot has happened. Okay, so I'm like, there are things I'm not gonna get over that quickly. I think someone had actually tweeted that one thing about academia is that it's gonna reveal your many wounds. So if you have a rejection wound, it's gonna show up. If you have a fear of criticism wound, it's gonna show up. All these wounds are just gonna, and it's like it's literally like just a fucking master's degree, dog.
Dealt with all those wounds this week at work. Yes.
It's just like, how many times do I gotta go to therapy? Like, oh my days. Sometimes, I just wanna go, I'm done and that's it. I must graduate, and it's like, okay, we're done. Why must I keep going? That's what I don't understand.
I'm so sorry.
But anyway, how are you doing?
I'm alright, man. I need to get my hair done. Like, I look like one of those guys that rock up at the Royale with their white girlfriend, and then after, like, she pays for the drinks and the food, he takes her home, and then he comes back and he chills with
the black people.
Yeah, that's what I look like right now. Like those agency cats with the old white girlfriends. But other than that, I'm alright. I've had a very tough week work-wise. But I think I soldiered through. Like, I'm here. I'm not crying. Thursday, exactly. I'm surviving. It's Thursday. Tomorrow, it's the Royale, if the limits allow. I'm optimistic again. It's been a weird month, but pulled through. Couldn't exercise as much as I wanted to, but like today, I literally.
My trainer's giving birth.
Your trainer?
I heard from her, yeah. So we've been training together on Zoom. So she's been pregnant this whole time, but I think she's either in labor or she's giving birth.
Oh, wow.
Because I haven't heard from her. She's very like diligent.
Wow.
Texts and all of that. So
that's so exciting. Yeah, like every time I hear people are having babies, I'm like, yes, more life after all this death.
Listen.
Sick and tired of the death.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, I'm all right. I'm good, man. I'm good. So let's get into it. The recap of the week or the last week and a bit. Man, oh man.
I don't understand what's wrong with you niggas. Like,
what's
his name? Derek Jackson. First of all, why is his name a typo? His surname's a typo. Jackson, really? I mean, I get it's cute or whatever. But no.
It makes sense for a guy like him.
Yeah, it actually makes sense. So this guy is apparently like some Christian
black men don't cheat advocate.
Those men, which is mostly every Christian man, to be honest.
Literally.
Who preach at women
seminars.
About relationships and how to deal with men. Basically just creating or rather further contributing to just like a class of women who are held back by men.
Proverbs 31 women. And it's like a walking, what's that Steve Harvey book?
Think Like a Man.
Yeah, he's a walking think like a man.
Yeah, exactly.
So this dude cheats or has probably been cheating on his wife for a long ass time. And I think he came out because people were exposing him, or
the
fear
video is
of
being exposed.
of exposure. So then, first of all, they record this video where you can clearly tell that the wife is actually a hostage.
Mate.
I feel like if you look on the net, somebody has probably psychoanalyzed that video and pointed out all the aspects of like this person is being emotionally abused, this person is being manipulated, this person is being controlled, this person is being silenced. And then that's first of all, that's the wildness. Like your wife must now take accountability or be accountable within this process where she has been violated.
In a bonnet, child.
Then, Atiman, it's not a bonnet. It's not the bonnet for sleeping in. It's the bonnet for a mandala.
It's like a beret.
Yeah, it's a beret.
She's talking about the armor. What's the helmet of salvation?
So they shoot this video. Oh, he shoots this video.
Yeah.
And then he shoots himself reacting to the video. And within his reactions, he's making fun of his wife or encouraging and also like egging on people who were making fun of his wife. Wild. Then the wife releases a video as well where the internalized misogyny is doing the speaking. And it's like we were having this conversation where you feel so sorry for this woman who is clearly in a very manipulative situation. But at the same time, you recognize the harm that she is doing by perpetuating the ideals that she's being fed by her manipulator. And it's flippin' scary because there's so many young black women who are within the church space who are very volatile and like will receive this information and shape their identity and their being as well as their...
Just first of all, like, we just need to recognize the fact that she looks dead.
I miss.
She does look dead. Like the look in her eyes, guys. She looks like she's just not here at all. Like she's dissociated completely.
Yeah, so she's probably just regurgitating.
Right? Not to like psychoanalyze anybody, but I mean, you can see what you can see. I mean, if you can't see it, then I don't know about you. But I mean, you can literally see that this person is just not present. They're not here. And it's just for me, like that was just scary. I tried to go through one of her like Instagram captions. Those captions are so long. She's talking about...
They're always long. That's like
always.
Signs of being manipulated.
100%.
Long
She
as
was talking about
Instagram
how
captions.
this guy would literally like take videos of him having sex with these women, and she would find some of these videos and she would study them and try and be like them.
The one that was... So it's still her.
Yeah.
The one that was talking shit about dark-skinned women.
Yes,
and how he was always cheating with this dark chocolate.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, she'd like bring up dark-skinned women. It's like, dog, like the wound is so deep.
Yeah.
And even like talking about how like just hating her own daughter's skin as a result. I mean, I'm sure it's past trauma, but also all of this that's happening.
Yeah, that's obviously going to add to it.
Right? And I'm just like, guys, just with what the man is doing and then just like religious doctrine, I'm just like, or just this cultish behavior from churches. It is
cultish behavior.
Churches at this point are cults. I don't give it.
Yeah, it is a cult though, by definition.
Point, honestly, because you cannot be producing adults like that. And it's not even, that's not a special case. Trust me.
Yeah, there are many like that.
I know many. It's, I know it's bad because even my parents aren't even like, churchmen. They're like, nobody. Just don't do it. Everybody's trash. Typically like, no. When you have very religious parents, they're like, church guys, you must get like years ago they were just like,
because they clock the nonsense so they do. Yeah, but also like a lot of men literally get into church or religious systems or actually any like organizations of that nature to take advantage of women because they know what women are taught within those organizations and they see the loopholes and they see, actually it's not loopholes, it's like the structure.
It's literally like, church is literally built.
Like here's a woman, violate her. That's what it is.
Literally. And so like she just doesn't stand a chance. I don't think she stands a chance. I don't know what it's gonna take for her to come out of that.
People don't come out, bro.
You don't come out of either die or you kill that man. Yeah. I hope she kills him.
So, secondly, it's literally the bare minimum chats that we saw today. So early in the morning. Well, I saw it early in the morning. I think it was last night.
I started last night, but I think it blew up this morning.
It goes back to that thing of people are so unhappy that they constantly want others to feel what they're feeling. Yeah, and I think that's such a weird thing because when we are happy, there isn't like the spirit of sharing for everyone, of sharing the emotion. But as soon as it go, it's like, how dare you not go? Let's go. And I think that's a very interesting human.
Also, like maybe you should understand, like for the people who get it, that the whole bare minimum thing. Stop saying that people maybe aren't used to this type. Like, come on.
Yeah, I hate that conversation as well. I hate that
no
conversation
better.
so much. Like, I can be used to nice things and still be excited by a scary stumpy.
Literally.
It
And
doesn't
also,
say
like,
anything.
I don't think that was a tweet any of you should have taken that seriously. Like, you could tell this person was just kind of like being snarky themselves. Let me marry this. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Like, my boyfriend just, I don't know, did something.
Bought me a six-pack. Oh, I love him. Should I propose now?
It literally. And it's like you guys decided to take that to the top.
But like you've raised something with the conversation where people are like, sometimes people have been in abusive situations. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the person is used to. It doesn't matter where they come from.
Exactly.
All that matters is that they're excited about this thing that's happened right now.
And we should look at it and go, that is so cute. Like literally.
I feel like pockets of joy don't always have to be contextualized by tragedy for them to be more worthy of being celebrated.
And then you mans are surprised when you experience happiness and it doesn't last long for you. Or
because you're constantly like, come on.
You must connect
do the
dots.
math.
Sometimes you must connect the dots in your own life and the things you say to other people and the things you think about other people. Because I don't think anybody like, come on, guys.
No, I think more often than not, people actually say that thing that, no, guys, not everyone is used to A, B, C, and D. Because we're so ashamed of experiencing joy from certain things sometimes because what the standard is always higher. So when situations like this happen, we're also like comforting ourselves by saying, but guys, maybe someone's not, no. It's because that's how you rationalize things for yourself instead of actually experiencing joy within that moment.
Exactly. And I think there's also just kind of that shame of like, when it ends or if it ends, now what?
Yeah, and it's like, hey, man, you had fun.
That's life. You had fun. It was great. Shit ends. It is what it is. There's no need to sort of trying to safeguard yourself from. If people, I don't even think people care that much. I mean, the people who do, they're assholes. Weird. They're weird. And maybe as hard as it is, you shouldn't really like care, but it's fine. But yeah, don't try and safeguard your happiness because you're afraid that when it ends,
what are people gonna say? But also, it's that aspect of relationships being so performative and like extremely. Us having to strip them down completely to recreate something that's solely for us and not about, oh guys, look at what happened here. It's because of the expectation that the way we share this joy should be aspirational for others. That makes people then have like things like, bare minimum, but not everyone has da-da-da. It's because there's this idea that in order for joy to be full joy, others need to aspire to experience it too. Whereas in order for joy to be true joy, you need to be fulfilled by it.
And you need to be in it. You need to be, happy with it, just period. So, guys, stop playing yourself. You're telling on yourself. It's not cute.
I think to segue into
relationships, child.
The PR, relationships, but also there's this thing that keeps on happening on social media, and it's like there's no cure for sexual harassment outside of people stopping, not sexually harassing others. But there are things that, how do you say this without being victim blamey? There are codes of conduct that we personally, as humans, need to honor. And always put at the forefront of our engagements with others to avoid sexually harassing other people.
Yes, and we're not saying that to avoid being
sexually harassed. No, to avoid sexually harassing other people. And one of the biggest things that you can do to prevent sexually harassing someone is to not engage in sexual acts when you have consumed alcohol or any other drug that you have believe for the longest time blurs lines. Because the moment you engage in any sexual act after having alcohol, you are taking the risk of violating someone
100%, yeah.
every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time. And I think that's all that I actually want to say about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get into the nitty
We've already
gritties.
spoken about,
But
things along that theme.
Stop,
Let's
guys.
try and
Stop.
because-
Let's all stop. Secondly, British or third, fourth, fifth, whatever, who's counting. British PR machine telling on
I
themselves.
love it.
Every single day, it's a new. I have a black friend. Oh, here is my nigger lady. Oh, the queen likes the way niggers sing.
Listen, I love. Part of me wants to believe that when Meghan and Harry did that interview,
They knew.
They knew that these guys are gonna unravel and they're gonna tell on themselves. We don't have
They
to
knew.
do the work, and that is deeply satisfying to me because it's just like they literally since then they have just been unraveling.
Meghan and Harry are probably like always on their phones, just laughing at the
Like, look at these
nonsense.
bitches.
They said William has a black friend. Like,
First of all,
nah, I think I'm done. Like, I don't want to be in a car accident, so I'm not even that important. But I'm
also,
done.
I'm trying to immigrate one day, so
I'm done.
Hey UK,
Bringing it to local, South Africa, corruption.
ghetto.
Arthur Mafokate from the missing 30 million that was supposed to be allocated 300 sorry
Yeah.
to be allocated to South African creatives.
Yeah.
He got 20 million.
Yeah.
His daughter got close to a bar.
His
son got a bar. Chomi got 2 million.
And
That's
people
like
found out-
24
They
bars.
found out as she was deregistering the company or the companies. I think she got that money and then she she wanted to deregister and it was like, but
What the hell, bro? How unashamed must you be to steal from your peers at a time like this?
first of all, Chomi, like what have you, both of you? I just.
At a time like this.
Also, I remember Arthur was part of the people who are like, no, we need funding for artists. Blah,
First
blah.
of all, he's an
you're
abuser.
Let's start there. Second of all, now you're busy grandstanding. Meanwhile, you're
know.
a thief all along.
Sis,
And then
man.
our useless arts and culture minister talking about, I don't know where the 300 million went. That is
It
so
went to your
scary
homies.
To me. Like, that is so scary to me. It's so like...
You know what? I've actually noticed the South African government seldomly appoints, because of cadre deployment and all of that, they seldomly appoint people who really belong in certain positions, right?
Yeah.
Who have done the due diligence, who have the proper experience to get into a role and serve the people.
Yeah.
We see it with most of the people that are in the Department of Communications. It's a mess.
Yeah.
They want to be starings. They want to be rude to people online. They want to be snarky with government information. I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy. And I think people should be disgusted. And I just,
I
yeah.
mean, already, like, I'm glad, like, there's an increasing sort of intolerance for corruption, but you people are still getting trapped in certain things. I mean, why are we still seeing
Mamkhize.
videos of that Han?
I'll name her. Mamkhize. Why?
Actually,
Why?
why are we, like, what part are you not, like, can we have some integrity? You know, if you want to get somewhere, let's collectively
But-
have that sense of,
We're not ethical as a people in terms
the
of the
problem.
content we consume and the content we put out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we were to be ethical, a lot of us would not use memes at all. Like, unless the memes from like a reality TV show that is
Yeah.
like over dramatized, the memes that we use are problematic.
Very.
And like the Mamkhize one is infuriating because we all know the context.
Yeah.
But like I always feel really shitty like once every 3 months when I remember that like, oh, this meme of a crying person could have been a very
Literally.
tragic moment for them,
Literally.
and I'm using it in jest. It's something that I'm working on.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
Let's try and have
meme
some
culture.
Yeah, let's try and have
ethics.
some integrity when it comes to corruption. Who knows? Maybe the government, if they even give a fuck, might wake up and say, "Oh, the people are actually fed up for real.
I think COVID needs to do a good job before that can happen. Like a real thing.
Just finish them
within
I don't know,
the cabinet.
something.
It needs to do a real thing.
Blade, I see you.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So let's get into today. So much ado about nothing.
It's the end of the first
March,
quarter.
as in March.
March.
Isn't that the end? April 4
No, it's
4 8
end of
12
April.
3
No,
6 9
sorry,
12.
end of March,
Yeah,
sorry,
3
end of
6
March.
9 12. So there's three there's
months
4
and a quarter,
quarters.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, aye?
3 months and 4 quarters.
Yeah.
3 times 4 is 12.
Don't trust me on any math.
You
So-
were just playing Excel just now.
Hey, that thing dribbled me, bro. That thing dribbled me. So it's been like exactly a year of COVID.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow from
Tomorrow
when
is
we're
gonna be,
shooting
yeah.
is going to be the day
Yeah. Tonight we were literally counting down to the hour, to midnight.
we were promised.
The midnight
We were
had
promised
debated about.
21 days of lockdown, and it's been 360
Imagine.
whatever. So where are you right now compared to where you were last year?
Oh my days. Last year I was I remember being very panicky because I didn't know what to expect. I had just started working from home actually. It was maybe like a couple of days that I had started working from home. Like I started working from home.
I think
that
it was
week.
a week.
It was maybe that week when I started. Yeah, like I obviously, you know, we had many plans just as a people.
Yo.
And then, you know, obviously those plans just kind of had to go. So can I say considering circumstances.
You got everything you prayed for, but you weren't in your right mind when you was praying.
Exactly. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, whew, the depression I'm feeling now is almost like the depression I was feeling then.
Oh no.
And I'm like, am I exaggerating because of the weather or what? Like,
I hate how like you'll have a week where it's like, yo, this is the worst I've ever felt.
Yeah.
And then the next week it's like, okay, maybe that wasn't that
maybe
bad.
I was okay. Like it was just maybe I was just going through a thing. But I think I've definitely come out of despite the depression and everything, I mean that's never gonna go. If we're
I don't
being
think it
honest,
goes
that
away.
brain chemistry will brain
Yeah.
chemistry. It is what it is. But I think I'm definitely at a better place. I'm at a better place in my career. I'm actually working on my thesis. Things are moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think last year things didn't necessarily feel like they were moving forward, even before COVID. As much as, you know, I had a lot to look forward to. I don't feel as panicked as I did then. Obviously, because I had no idea what was coming. You know, like,
And also it was like so much anxiety, like who am I gonna lose? It wasn't even a question of am I gonna lose someone, it was who.
Exactly. But also I realized then I had decided to choose myself then, and even now I'm here because I chose myself.
And that's one thing about you.
One thing about me, I will choose myself. You niggas will not stress me out. Not when I have shit to do. You know what I mean? I will throw you to the curb if I must. But anyway, and I mean, I'm happy about that. That has been consistent and also quicker. And I don't think I'm not in the same place. I'm not in the same place. I think I look forward to shit now.
Yeah.
Compared to then, like, I mean, it was like, okay, but now what? Like, you know, whereas now maybe it's a little bit easier to manage those expectations because we know what's going on, right? There isn't a sense of, like,
And there's a sense of hope. It's like,
There's
okay,
a sense of hope, Nyana, but the sense of hope that we had back then was like, no, it's just gonna be
21
21 days
days.
and that's it. And then it was disappointment. Whereas now, like, we know what we know and we know what
vaccine.
to expect. Yeah, it's not coming.
eruption.
You know what I mean? They're talking about they're getting 7 million, whatever, of Pfizer, what, in June. Come on.
Yo.
Like, it literally, we're about to hit a third wave in no time.
Yeah, in the next few weeks.
I'm sick about it. I'm just like, let's behave during Easter, guys. Like,
Just smelling in a brides at home.
all I want is just to go away for a week. be far from, be far from
Joburg.
Joburg
Yeah.
and the nasty ass air. Let's just behave for my sake if we must. Like, I'm not asking for a lot. How about you?
So I'm at a completely different place to where I was last year. Like I'm so, yeah, life is going on, and like it will always be fucking dark if you're aware of it.
Yeah.
But I'm so much happier. Like I
Exactly.
experience joy. I'm in like a
Yeah,
healthy
right?
space. I have freedom of movement. Like I'm not just confined to my room.
Yes.
I'm not anxious. Like I'm not scared if something is gonna go down. Like that thing of living a life where you're always waiting for the next bad
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
Like I'm not there. I'm also very like optimistic in terms of what the future holds. And I think like even the present feels like, yeah, there are days that
Hey,
it's
the
tough.
Fight, yeah.
But I always have like this thing. It's like, but I'm gonna overcome. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish
Every
this.
single time,
Like it's
yeah.
gonna end. Like the bad thing
I'll
is
feel
gonna
it.
end.
I'll feel it.
Yeah.
I'll go through it, but it's gonna. It has.
It's not gonna be. This is a bad
it's
day.
not
It's
my
not.
whole life,
It's not
yeah.
a bad life.
Yeah.
Like this is a bad moment. It's not bad forever.
Yeah.
And I think because of how well things have gone for me over the last few months,
Mm-hmm.
even when I'm at my worst, I've
There's
known that like
something.
the work that I'm putting in on myself gives me such a solid cushion
Yeah.
that even when something bad happens, I'm not bouncing back from the floor.
Yes.
Like I'm already 2 steps ahead because of the work that I did the last time I was feeling something.
Yeah.
So because of that, and being able to see the work that I'm putting into myself, and being able to like even physically see it because I've started gymming and stuff, I am in a completely different place. I'm so in tune with my body, and I feel like I'm so much more in control of me.
Yeah.
Because everything else is outside of me, but me personally, how I respond to things, how I operate,
One thing about this
how I know
pandemic,
myself.
yeah.
I'm feeling much better.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
I
much
agree
better.
with you on that. Like, it's definitely brought out an optimism I didn't expect to experience.
I never knew that I could be so optimistic. Like I've been a negative bitch my whole life.
Listen,
I listen to myself. I'm like, damn, I would have bullied you.
I would have bullied you, you negative ass. Well, you positive ass.
Yeah, I would have
bitch.
definitely bullied me.
But yeah, no, I really was just like like same. I just realized I was very negative.
And actually, that's the next thing. Like, what has
Yeah.
the pandemic forced me to admit? Because
Yeah.
it's been forcing and not teaching. And I think it's forced me to admit that I was a negative Sally. Like,
Yeah.
and that negativity came from a place of deep insecurity in
Yeah.
terms of thinking that I am incapable. And because now I trust myself a bit more,
Yeah.
it's so much easier for me to have faith
Yeah.
in the process, but it's also so much easier for me to have faith in the fact that the small things I'm doing are adding up to something much bigger.
Exactly,
And I
yeah.
think because of that faith, it's easier to be optimistic because I can practically see
Yeah.
how like running on the treadmill for 5 minutes ends. Like today, for like the first time I ran on the treadmill a few weeks ago, I had to take a break after like every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Today I did 15 minutes straight.
That's
And like that to me is like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like if you keep on at it, it becomes easier as you go, and you can
Yeah.
go much further because everything that you do previously adds
it
up to
adds
where
up,
you're going.
yeah.
So I think that's the one thing that I've like had to admit about myself, that damn, you were negative. You were very, very
You didn't
negative. I wasn't trying, and I was afraid to be
afraid,
seen
yes,
trying,
yeah.
because being seen trying and then failing
Yeah.
would mean that, oh my God, everybody knows.
Yeah.
And that makes it like hurt a bit more. But also the one thing that I also had to admit was that I cared more than I would try to convince myself about what people think.
Try and make it seem
And
like, I know.
because of the pandemic, there's been so little spectators, right?
Yeah.
So like that veil of performance had to go away, because it's like, who the fuck are you doing all of this for?
Yeah, literally nobody's watching. Everybody's in the middle of
Everybody's
something, bro.
going through shit. So
Yeah.
you gotta do this for yourself. And like that has been so much more fulfilling,
Yeah.
because it's not like, oh, so and so is gonna be so proud. Oh, so and so is gonna be like,
Doesn't matter.
It's just like it's all me.
Yeah.
It's me versus me. Like that
Yeah.
Spider-Man meme.
Literally.
That's what it's been like.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful for that.
Yeah, I could definitely echo that for me. I realized I really wasn't trying. I was, like you said, I was afraid to be seen trying. And also, like, yeah, like, for me, a bad day was a bad life. And it was like, when I think about it now, I'm just like, ew, I get it, but ew,
Sometimes, like, that was so
girl.
pathetic,
That was
girl.
so pathetic. Yeah, I'm just like, why did you choose to be pathetic? Like, but at the same time, it's like, keeping some grace for yourself. It is what it is.
I'm not going to judge you.
I'm not going to judge myself too much. Yeah, it's definitely made me a lot more optimistic. It definitely made me a whole lot more no nonsense. Like, I don't have the patience anymore. I don't think I did, but at least I would try a little bit more.
You'd compromise yourself to have the patience.
Yeah, to have the patience. Yeah, no, now I honestly can't. And it goes back to what I was talking about earlier, just like that sense of perspective. That sense of purpose. Mm-hmm. And I think what happened was I gained a sense of perspective also. And not just in terms of the long term, but, what I can see right now. And that kind of gave me a sense of purpose to be like, maybe I shouldn't look so far away. In terms of my purpose and what I'm supposed to do right now, maybe I should just look at this week.
Yeah.
This week I'm meant to do X, Y, and Z.
And let me chew on that.
Anything that's coming in the way of that, I'm gonna bulldoze it. That type of thing. And so I've definitely become a lot more no nonsense. I've definitely gained a lot more perspective. I see life a little bit way differently, actually.
Yeah,
not even
like
a little bit.
Who I was a year ago,
Mate,
who I was 2 years ago is different.
Way, way, way different. And I'm happy with that. I'm so happy with myself. I'm happy with where I am. Not everything has been pleasant, but when you look at it, man, that sense of perspective, I'm just like, wow. Who would have thought I'd be here? It's not even about the material or whatever. It's just about where I'm at right now in terms of my mindset and just kind of where it's taking me as well. And so, I think that's definitely what the many things that the pandemic has taught me. It's also just kind of forced me. It's forcing me. I think it's something I was very stubborn about, even like during the pandemic. I think I clocked it maybe early this year. I've probably spoken about it. It's just like that whole rest thing. Yeah, guys. With the way things have been set up, we can no longer rest when we take leave, right?
It boxed me.
We can't anymore. And we're all feeling it. We're all very tired. A lot of us are burnt out already, and it's not the end of the first quarter.
I got 3 days off, and it changed my life.
Listen.
It changed my life.
I'm telling you. And so, just kind of realizing to prioritize rest. And even yesterday's meeting with my supervisor, I was like, girl, why are you stressing out? Yourself. You are going to finish this thing. So don't try and
tranquila.
Yeah, tranquil. And it's don't try and push yourself beyond what you're supposed to. Because ultimately, it just shows that you don't trust yourself. Meanwhile, you say you do.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think I realized that rest is something that you have to incorporate all the time. And I'm also very just grateful.
It must be a part of your routine.
It must be a part of your routine. I'm grateful that even my manager is sort of, she subscribes to that school of thought.
That's true.
And so if you complain too much about being tired, literally she'll force you to take a day off. She'll be like, you know what? You need to take a day off because
that's nice.
We're tired of hearing you say you're tired. And now it's going to affect your work and it's going to affect the rest of us. And no.
And that energy transfers really
quickly. It really does. And we're a relatively small team, so it's easier to transfer that energy. So guys, resting up is important. I'm learning. I'm trying. I'm finna rest. But who do you want to be if we ever get out of this? Once we get out of this,
man, I think I've said this multiple times, but the life that I'm living and the person that I've become, I could have never imagined. 5-year-old, 6-year-old me could have never drawn this picture out. There has never been a plan, and for the first time ever, I have a solid plan. This is who I want to be. And that's why, I think I've taken, this fitness journey really seriously, because over the last few months, especially, since the beginning of lockdown, I've been reflecting a lot on how most of my actually, let me not even say most, let me not even try color myself.
Yeah.
All of my social engagements involve alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, I do not have a social engagement
Yeah. I
that
remember you
exists
said, yeah,
outside of
our
alcohol.
hobby is just
There's
drink.
no hobby. There is no hobby. And
Yeah.
I think that has been something that's been making me feel like quite a lot of shame.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I've never actively done something about it. So now that I've like sort of began kind of a fitness journey, I'm hoping that like that will branch off into things that will bring me great joy without alcohol being at the core of those activities.
Also,
So
your tolerance will be shit anyway.
yeah, so I'm trying to be like, I'm trying to engage more with nature. I want, like, what I see for myself by the end of this year is me being more engaged with nature, being more physical with my personal body.
Yeah.
But also I see myself learning to be more aggressive when it comes to the pursuit of the things that I want.
Yes, yeah.
And I think I'm giving myself like a month to work through the shame that comes with actively asking for what I want, especially in my career, for the podcast, like for me personally as well. I think we haven't been aggressive people in the pursuit of like, we would like some money for what we're doing. Like,
Shit,
it's
bitch.
not fair that Lindsay is using all of this equipment,
And we're like,
driving.
what, a small podcast. And then you look
No.
at the stats and it's saying like almost 200,000 overall listens in 2 years. Like,
Yeah, so I need to be more aggressive in terms of those things. So that's who I want to be. I want to be more aggressive in the pursuit of the things that I want.
Yeah.
I want to be more engaged with my body, in terms of the food I consume, in terms of the level of exercise, and I want to be more engaged with nature. I'd like to go hiking. I'd like to do trail runs. Who knows? I might buy a bicycle instead of two pairs of sneakers.
growth.
Watch out.
I wanna. I've always regarded myself an adventurer. I think I definitely took that from my dad. He's very like adventurous and explores a lot. But I've never given myself the chance to do so, because when you just, I'm also very much, I can talk myself out of anything.
Same.
I can think myself out of a lot.
It's
of
too
things.
expensive. It's
Yeah,
to
like, no,
this.
I can't-
It's to this.
Well, then do something about it. I don't know. Sell something. Get rid of something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Make a plan.
It's actually wild that like I can only count on one hand the time that I've sold something. Like I
Yeah.
don't sell my things. Like I
Yeah.
just keep them, and I
it's
don't use
like,
them.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I don't use these things. Like, what's going on? So yeah, I want to pursue adventure actively and aggressively. And I don't want to be relying on other people. I don't want to rely on. I literally just want to up and be like, I want to go to this place and this place, and then just go.
Be able to do it. Yeah.
And then just, I understand it takes a lot of money, and that is why it ties into what you're saying about asking for the things that I want for myself a little bit more aggressively. Give us some damn money. Give us some damn money. We are worth it. But yeah, just pursuing adventure as aggressively as possible. I think, for the longest time it's like, oh no, but like money, and then no, but I can't go alone, and this and there's always something.
I think it's actually such a wild thing that you're bringing it up, because like firstly with selling things, I've always attached so much like shame to that, because it almost feels like, oh, you like, there's so much shame attached to being broke for me, because like I come from a very impoverished background. And then secondly, in terms of like, there's so many things that I see as leisure, and I'm always like, no, but this money needs to do this, and so the money doesn't need to do anything, because when I count it, it's like I've wasted it. But nothing in my, like, I didn't grow up in a situation where we were able to go on holidays. Like, never went on holidays. And so to me, like, things like going away feel like such a waste of money, because I've lived a full life without those things being a part of it. So like, it always messes with my mind so much when it's like, oh, let's go away. I'm like,
and like you start short circuiting, like, what about this, what about that, what about
Poverty.
Listen.
Hate that bitch.
So yeah, just sort of actively pursuing that without creating barriers for myself. Like, yeah, the barriers are there, but there are also other ways that you can access these things. There are a lot of people out there, travel bloggers, who are busy showing us places that are like dirt cheap. You know, things like that.
It's like you spend the money in one weekend in Joburg.
Literally. And so, yeah, just to sort of talk myself out of adventure a lot less. And I think what's also empowered me to think about that a whole lot more is obviously remote working. I know we're not going back to the office anytime soon, that's for sure. And so just things like that, just to kind of do shit a little bit more. Yeah, like that's who I want to be. I want to be I'm trying to do it now instead of waiting for the whole thing to end, because we don't know when it's gonna end. But just to kind of pursue adventure, the things that make me happy a whole lot more actively, and I don't want to do it from a place of reward.
I just want to do it.
I just want to fucking do it. No, but you need to write. I'll write when I'm there.
Yeah.
Literally, how about I go to the fucking beach?
Bro, I remember when
my laptop there.
I literally went back to because speaking about the things that make us happy or make you happy. Like I remember when I went back to collecting sneakers, and I literally bought like 12 pairs in like a space of 4 months. And I was so fucking happy because like I missed doing that. And for the longest time, I told myself, no, be more responsible, do this. And it's like,
after being responsible, then what?
I was still responsible and I still managed to do it.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, literally. Because now you have the thing of like, no, but you need to save up. I'm like, I'm already saving up. Now what?
Yeah.
And then there's just this money that's just sitting there, and I'm
and then COVID says,
literally. I booked a whole holiday. I had to buy a couch with that money. Imagine.
Ouch. I'm so glad I don't have to buy furniture. Fuck, that was stressing
I'm happy because the couch is very comfortable, but still, although it's leather, so it's gonna be a bit tricky in winter. I just realized.
Oh yeah, but just get like a cover, like a blankie for when you sit. Yeah.
And a gas heater. Oh,
yeah, I've got one of those. I need to buy gas. Like, guys, go buy gas. Like,
apparently
when this drops,
it's cheaper in the east.
Okay, I'm not going all the way there.
Afrox has a thingy there.
Look, the markup
is ridiculous.
Like, there's the engine on Conrad for anyone who lives close to that area. They deliver for like 50 Rand. You can buy like gang stuff, like the heat, and they've got like a Woolies in that engine.
Oh, yes,
they were dope, but then in winter you actually find that the gas runs out really sooner. I think they don't fill it to the top.
I think I'm gonna try the east, like go to Afrox or something.
You're gonna go all the way? Okay, take my canister.
I'll have to, because I don't understand. But anyway, yes, I just try to pursue adventure a whole lot more, be a whole lot more aggressive about the things that I want. Whether it is verbalizing those things.
I need to verbalize.
Verbalizing is the most important one, because I think it, that's for sure. I'm like, yo, I really want this thing so badly, but at no point do I put it out there, because you never know. You put this thing out there and someone's like, yo, actually I know someone.
Yeah.
And that's happened so many times where it's like, finally you do it, and then someone's like, oh no.
There are always people to make things easier.
Always. So just kind of getting over that, like, feeling, that sense of feeling vulnerable, where it's like, oh, but like then people will think it's fine.
Yo, guys, okay,
it's fine.
Next podcast episode, you must like ask me if I've done the thing that I've been meaning to do for the last 6 months.
Yes, to give them in
an aggressive,
yeah. So yeah, that's me. Let us know. Let's have a chat about that. I've been seeing you guys in the YouTube comments. You guys are doing a lot. I love it. Literally, like the amount of comments and even subscribers just per day that we've been getting.
It's
growing a lot. Thank you guys so much. Let us know. How answer the questions with us. Like I said. Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Please like,
comment, subscribe. Listen to us on Spotify.
Yes, on Anchor.
Just check us out on there, please. Thank you very much. It's free for
free for every device.
Yeah, for every device. There's no Apple Podcasts and whatever. None of that. I mean, you can still.
And you don't have to have a Spotify premium account.
Yes,
like you can literally just download the app to listen to podcasts, which is what I do. Yeah. I generally prefer their interface. I also like their sharing feature.
Yeah. So their sharing feature is amazing. So give us a try on there. What else? What other housekeeping? Keep safe, I guess.
Wear mask.
Wear mask.
It's a mask.
Max.
Max. Max. Thank you.
Okay, bye.